was a typo, and I'm like, welcome to Under Two Capes. I'm Jared. I'm here with Robert. What's up, brother?
Yo, I'm feeling Xenomorphy.
Nice.
I'm sorry, I couldn't think of anything to say.
Yeah, so we're talking about Aliens versus Avengers this weekend. All right, so let me start off by saying this. This was the crossover that we all knew was coming eventually, but the difference is...
Like a predator, we could understand. One predator going after one hero, that's one thing.
As soon as I heard they were doing this, I'm like, there's no way it's not like in Elseworlds, to use a DC term, because...
Oh yeah, it's basically a Days of Future Past, Dark Future.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so here's the thing about this. Yeah,
they make it work right off the bat.
That's the part that blows my mind. It's Jonathan Hickman, so what do you expect?
But he knows his Xenomorphs.
Yes, he does. So, Alien Avengers. So, the way that this kind of starts off is kind of like Prometheus, and then we see the Kree experimenting on a soldier.
Yeah, but there is a slight division in history already. There's more we find out later, but if I disconnect, I'm going to switch over to my... Basically, then we also find out that apparently the galactic Wakandan Empire started much sooner in this universe.
Yeah, so in other words, they're attacked by Wakandas. And what's up, DV? Yes, it's such a good story. And the Wakandans board, and then T'Challa and his son Azari, yes.
Yep, from Next Avengers.
Yeah, shows up. And then I love where, they're like, Azari, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? And then he just blows up Xenomorphs, and then they, attack. It's basically a big action scene.
And we find out one of these Shi'ar is actually a droid.
Yeah, like a milk from the orifice droid.
Yep, and is it supposed to be what we find out later, or no?
I don't know. We'll find out in a second.
But we find out that they have been sending Xenomorphs to all over, and especially Earth. And because of some black hole, there's a reason why time dilation is happening.
Yeah. So what happens with this? The way they take, because obviously, if it's a small enough infestation, the Avengers should have no problem stopping this. But what the Kree did,
coordinated effort.
Yeah, what the Kree did is they sent probes to Earth that carried a couple of queens and some hosts, and then the pods landed in very isolated areas first, and then the horde grew. And then once the horde was like a massive size, it just laid waste to for lack of, here's the Wonder Woman fan to me, man's world.
Yep, by the way, it was the Shi'ar, not the Kree.
Okay, Shi'ar Empire. Okay, that's
why the lack of blue skin.
Yeah, exactly. But basically by the time basically it was one queen, 4 queens were sent, and each queen would have a bunch of eggs and a couple of already infected specimens, and they would be in small towns, very easy to infest towns near populated areas, so they could then head over there, spread out at different strategic points on the Earth. And then by the time the Avengers would have found out, infestation's already in too deep. Yeah, exactly. It's like the Inhumans lose, Atlantis, even Wakanda eventually falls.
Is the one point where they've needed a little bit of BSing, where it's like, oh, they had an infight going on. That's what caused them to lose. That's the one case where you're like, oh, come on.
Well, the other thing is isn't Adelan floating?
What?
Isn't Adelan a floating place?
That depends on the era.
No, but it looks like in this it's floating. So I'm like, how does Xenomorph get on this?
True, but we also find out it's made clear later on the other detrimental factor: the heroes need to save people.
Yeah, exactly.
Their instinct to have USA people would always reach something like, "We got to get that thing out of them." And by the time they would find out, by the time it'd be like, "Oh, great, it's just bursted." Ah!
So the other thing that's really cool about this, so this is taking place in the Krakoa age of the X-Men. All the mutants leave for Mars except for Apocalypse that goes, hey, if I win, okay, great. If I die, I die. But either way, I'm going out like standing. And
I've been around since the beginning. I should see this through to the end.
Yeah, exactly. So it opens up much time has passed, and Tony Stark's in the wheelchair.
Valeria is a middle-aged woman. That tells you how long.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's the best way. That's the best way to explain it. She's a middle-aged woman by this point. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And essentially, Valeria has supposedly thinks she has a way to stop the aliens, but of course it's like, so the way that the world building is set up is that there are certain like fortresses that are like where the last holdouts of humanity are. Like that's it. There's no, it's not as overpopulated as this.
But only one that's still standing. There's only one still standing.
Yeah, exactly. And you find that out later. So Valeria's under attack, and we find Bruce Banner. He hulks out and goes and fights. The image of a Hulk fighting a Xenomorph will never not be cool.
Yep.
Like, no.
Oh, yeah. Now, I also like how we don't know who the old man is at first until the next issue.
Yeah, exactly. And
should we say it or should we wait till the next issue?
Wait till the next issue.
Right.
So, she brings back this egg, and the idea is that they're going to, because the idea is that if we can study the alien's life cycle, then we can come up with like countermeasures for them, which that's not a bad idea. They're kind of doing that in Alien Earth.
Yep. But we find out, turns out she was doomed from the beginning.
Yeah. So what happened is Valeria, all right, so what happened is,
I can explain it. She made a device that was similar to her mother's invisibility. So she snuck her way in there, got an egg, made her way out, and tripped.
Yeah, and then the aliens got on her. She got face hugged, and there's an alien inside her.
So she thought, I gotta get stuff done before I die, but nope, too late.
Right, I love this detail of the panel. You see Bruce's two fingers, and then it's the Hulk, and then he tears his way in and attacks the Xenomorph. And I love this. He tears it apart, and then, of course, the acid blood, of course, hurts him at first, but obviously because he's the Hulk, it's not going to kill him.
Exactly. In fact, yeah, that was her child, quote unquote, just to go by the technical definition.
Yeah, and then I love this. The facehugger gets on Miles, and
they're freaking out.
And then they're like, "Wait, what happened?" And then so it turns out that the reason why Miles has a black suit is because he has the symbiote on him, and the symbiote takes over the facehugger.
In other words, symbiote trumps the Xenomorph.
Which I think that's honestly it was at this point that I knew, oh, that's it, because that's something I'd never thought of. I'm like, oh, wait, yeah, would the Venom symbiote be able to take over?
Yep, and what I love is, much like how we find out that the symbiote, the spider symbol was really a dragon, well, here, they use the facehugger as the new spider symbol.
Oh, and trust me, if you guys think that that's hardcore, well, wait till you see what happens later.
Yep, that was it. I want this and another skin we'll see later. I want them in Rivals.
Yeah, that needs to be a skin, because there is.
Even though this is Miles, not Peter, I still want that skin.
Yeah, just do it. It's not that hard.
Yep, but yeah, we then find out in the second issue. Turns out we have, at least in certain areas of the multiverse, a Council of Davids.
Yeah, so it's the Council.
Fitting from the guy who gave us the Council of Reeds.
Yeah, exactly. So we get the scene from Alien Covenant where we're like, they drop all the pods and kill all the engineers.
But we find out that this particular group, now again, this is not saying this is the David from the movie. Obviously not. This is a group of Davids who have met each other from the multiverse. Either that or he's copied himself in this particular universe. Because they don't really make that clear.
That would make sense. And then on Earth, we essentially see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Tony. It was Stark Industries being bought out by Wayland Corps.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's that old man, the old man who we for a moment think is Wayland. It's Tony.
Mm-hmm.
I love that, but it also raises questions about this universe in general. Like, if he's an old man already.
Well, it's 30 years in the future, so you'd imagine if like Stark is like 35 to 40 years old in the main timeline. 30 years plus that, yeah, that would be around old man age.
No, we know presently he is. By the time this deal going on, this is still 30 years in the past. Because remember, he was told he had about 20, 30 years until the Xenomorphs even showed up.
No. I know, but it's like, okay, 30 years. I'm saying why it makes sense to be an old man here.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm talking about in the past. So yeah, that's where it's a little like,
Yeah,
exactly. I'm just saying the timeline is a little kerfuffled.
So the plan is they're going to leave Earth because they haven't heard back from any of the other fortresses. So they're like, for all we know, we are the last surviving humans. And then for the preservation of the human race, we have to leave.
Yep, and right after they hit the go-ahead, Steve shows up with a bunch of people. And from what I understand, they do get those last group of people on board at the sacrifice of Steve and Hulk.
Yeah, because Hulk is a lot. So Steve goes, and I love Captain America with a Santa beard, and then Hulk goes, and it's like if I left and let all the people die, I would be a monster. And then you see the Hulk just land like a badass and like fight alongside Cap.
Yep. But because of damage caused, they have to land on Mars. Otherwise, they become a generational ship, which the design is not ready for.
And I also love, so we get to see more of the engineers, and then it's like,
oh yep, the engineers. Turns out there's a version of them that survived.
That's interesting. I like that.
And turns out they're trying to fix. They are basically even more angry than they ever were. And they decide, we're going to screw everything. If they're going to cross the multiverse, we're just going to purge the multiverse.
Which that certainly is something.
And we find out the very end, but it's made very clear, any place that David has used the Xenomorphs on, which is the majority of the Marvel universe, is wiped out. Meaning Earth is the last thing left.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and I love how they do it. They just use a very brief black hole that just opens up for a second, but that's all you need to wipe it out.
Yeah, exactly. So the Avengers land on Mars, and again, Mars is like the mutant colony where like all the X-Men fled.
Yeah, they were cowards.
Yeah, exactly. Except for Apocalypse, who stood and fought like a boss.
But we find out, let's say this way, we find out there's someone worse than David.
Oh, by the way, I love this. This is so Tony. His wheelchair transforms into his Iron Man armor. That is so
Of course,
Iron Man.
it is. But like I said, we find out, there's someone, Sinister. And turns out, he's already betrayed everyone. Most of the people, with some exceptions, have been face hugged, turned into the Xenomorphs, and he has one gestating inside him, where he's already combined all of the other mutants' genetics into him.
And then, there's another thing that I think is revealed in this issue. We're not going to say it yet because I want.
No, it's in this issue. It is in this issue because there's only 4 issues, so it would be this issue.
All right. So what's cool about this is issue 3, so it's not in this, but there's something in this one specifically that I really like.
Oh, yep.
So they find Sinister, and he's basically like, so the Sinister clones show up at the Avengers ship with guns that shoot face huggers and just shoot.
In other words, the sacrifice for Cap and Hulk was for nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So the Avengers are the last surviving humans, and then
because not only that, but they also blow up the ship.
And Sinister manages to like essentially tame the Xenomorphs and sends them after the Avengers.
Yep. They tamed him because he has a queen in him and he's able to control them, and they think he's the alpha, going to have the alpha.
Okay, that makes sense. And then I love where so at the last second, the X-Men show up with like Emma Frost. Hello.
Armor. The one guy, I have no idea who the one guy is. And Wolverine.
Of course, Wolverine.
And of course, Armor. Armor. You gotta say, he who must not be named really made a character that has lasted.
Well, too bad he dropped the ball everywhere else.
Yeah, but you gotta give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, exactly. And I must say, for being all this time in the future, Emma looks pretty good.
I think because saying diamond slows her aging.
That's what I've always like kind of thought. Didn't they kind of play with that in Old Man Logan?
No. That's the case where she used her psychic power to say, what you see is not my real age.
Okay, I see. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's the case where they made clear, like, you're not seeing the real me.
Yeah, exactly. And essentially, so Wolverine and the Avengers.
By the way, poor Carol throughout all this.
Yeah, look, she gets like burned on half her faces, and then
she had to sacrifice her friends twice.
And Tony gets face hugged.
Yep, he got face hugged. Now the reveal won't be happening till later. But yeah, you think like, oh man, not Tony.
And then here comes the Wakandans. They finally showed up.
But we reveal in the final issue, there ain't nothing left.
Yeah, exactly.
But T'Challa did take out the engineers at least. So as far this batch of David and engineers have been dealt with, but there's nothing left in the universe. Literally nothing. And we'll have to find out the Wakandan Empire fell because unfortunately they had everything interlinked. So if one world died, it just leaves open for someone to hop to the next world.
Yeah, exactly. So, and unfortunately, issue 4 is not on digital yet, so we'll just talk about it. So what's revealed? So one of the reveals is there's. Oh,
wait! I can do this. Hold on. Give me a moment. I will switch over to my computer. Give me a moment.
Okay, that's fine. But like essentially, the last issue is straight up an action scene, and it is like. It is honestly everything you would think it is in terms of being an epic action scene that is honestly worthy of like Avengers and such. And I'll add Robert back in, then we can do this.
All right. I got Scan. I do have Scan, so give me a moment.
All right, there you go. Let's do that.
Yep, that way it's we can still show it off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go.
All right, so let's do this. All right, let's go.
So yeah, first of all, what?
So we're not gonna go through panel by panel.
No, I know. I wasn't going to go. I would say first, the Sinister Xenomorph burst and became an alpha. It's not a queen, but it's an alpha.
And it's a red. I like the red Xenomorph. That is really like cool.
Yep, but then we find out all the other Sinisters were going to do it, but the Alpha wants to stay the Alpha, so it kills off all the others.
And the Xenomorph with a smile, that is terrifying.
Yep. I've seen that once before, but yeah, this is where we find out about all the Wakandans falling, but they dealt with the engineers, but then it leads to a big fight, with the Xenomorphs and led by Sinister. Unfortunately, because Sinister has all the other DNA from them, and because he has stuff like Colossus, for example. But Armor, unfortunately, goes because he has a Nightcrawler in him.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel bad. I love Armor.
That is such a cool death, though. It teleports inside her shields, and then Carol goes binary and just like, boom.
But. Oh, I loved it also. Careful for those who plan on coming back, but he went Colossus.
Yeah, there you go. That is so cool. So what I love about this, so you find out. Remember when I talked about the Xenomorph, the symbiote and the Xenomorphs?
Yep. Turns out it told the facehugger, still facehugger Venom,
implant me and then take over. He does.
Yep.
And what does he do?
He goes inside the alpha and then just bursts out from within, and then
he's
becomes the alpha.
Yep. So they all are under his control, and I loved it. He's sitting there like a boss, like
he's like, yeah, I'm here, and I'm like, of all the creative ways to use a Venom symbiote, that is something I did not see coming.
Yep, but yeah, Tony leaves a final message similar to Valerian, but in this case he said, "Avenge me."
So the implication is not necessarily that we'll get sequels, but it's like they're going to travel the world and take out the aliens.
Or the multiverse and fight the Davids.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like that's like, and here's the thing about the story. Could we get a sequel in the future? Yes. Will we? Not sure. But it's like if we don't, okay, it bookends pretty well, I would say.
It is already becoming one of my favorite dark futures.
It is it's my favorite Marvel Elseworlds, because here's the thing. Hickman writes it in such a way that it feels like the Xenomorphs have always been a part of Marvel.
Much like the Predator books.
Yeah, that's the key there, because it just feels like that the Xenomorphs are always Marvel characters, and that's really tough to do.
By the way, the start of Predator kills the Marvel Universe.
I saw that, and oh my god, it's so the idea of, and by spoilers, if you guys don't want spoilers for this, but let's talk about it.
Everything's been building up to this.
The idea that the Predators would adopt Kraven and he has the contingency plans to take out all the Avengers, and then they take out Johnny Storm, Reed, and Ben Grimm. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, but Susie, of course, Susie's sole survivor.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, the way they take out the Avengers, they just blow Quill up, and like they.
You mean the Guardians?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they take them all out. That is just really cool.
And we find out that turns out Weapon X has been studying a Predator.
Which makes sense, because in Predator Wolverine, the helmet
was based off of a Xenomorph mask.
No, a Predator mask.
That's what I meant. Predator mask.
So I'm like, oh, that's actually really clever. So I'm like, that's the thing. It's like the Predator versus Wolverine is the only one where they could have made the argument it's in canon.
Yeah, because Benjamin admitted he played it safe with that one.
Yeah, and then obviously now here's the thing. It could still be canon, but then it could also serve as, like, in this universe, and with the way like similar events happen. So it's like that's fine. But I gotta say, again, these Predator crossovers are so good. Because here's the thing about the Spider-Man one.
It's more about Kraven than it was Spidey.
Well, not only that, I expect him to do the same thing of a Predator shows up and hunts Spider-Man. No, a Predator is hunting, but he's being hunted by other Predators as well. So he keeps changing the formula.
What happens. That's what happens already. Even Predator Batman 2, that happened.
No, but but I'm saying in this series, it's cool seeing how he doesn't do the same thing over again.
Right, and we have a Predator that was completely psycho.
Yeah, a psycho Predator. That is scary as hell.
Or Joker Predator, I compared it.
Essentially, exactly. It's essentially the Predator that is seen as, like, dishonorable, right?
Oh, beyond that. There's bad bloods. Normally there's bad bloods. Those are the dishonorable ones. This is beyond that.
For people to understand, isn't it like the Predators from Predators 2010? Those are bad bloods.
Yep. They later confirmed the Predator. Those were bad bloods too, because those were not the traditional Predators like people claimed. And Predator 2, that Predator was becoming a bad blood.
Oh, okay.
He eventually regained his honor thanks to Hannigan fighting him. Mm-hmm. But he was on the verge because the moment he slaughtered the train.
Yeah.
The moment he slaughtered the train, he was becoming a bad blood.
Because for people that don't know, the Predators have a code that's like you cannot kill anyone unless they present a threat.
Now, nowadays, thanks to the new movies, they have tweaked it now. Normally it'd be a case of they just leave them behind. Now it's a case of, oh, you're good, you're coming with us.
Yeah, we're gonna because either they want to study you or put which one a game preserve essentially. It seemed to me a lot like Trachtenberg took what Predators did and just expanded it.
Yep, but rather than having B, they just grabbed anyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like they grab like essentially it looks like they just grab people that have killed Predators, and I go, okay, that works.
That was it. Going back to that Predator killed Gamora, with Gamora going down, that's because she got caught off guard. I can buy it.
Yeah, because
Gamora, she's one of the most deadliest women in the universe, but if she's caught off guard, it's like in Dragon Ball Super when it was revealed. If someone blasts Goku from behind, it's gonna go right through his defenses.
Yeah, because again, you don't expect it, so your defenses aren't up. That's where it makes sense.
Yeah, now Superman does not have that. It doesn't have that situation. His defenses are always naturally up because it's a natural invulnerability.
Yeah, it's not like he has to like concentrate and be invulnerable.
Exactly. Whereas something like Goku, he does need to concentrate to at least have his chi be able to block it, prevent it from coming and getting him.
The thing is, like I was thinking about this in the case of Green Lantern, the ring would automatically notify him if a threat is incoming, right?
It can, but they can still be caught off unaware because the ring cannot kick in on its own.
Okay.
Certain rings can, but not many rings can. Most rings cannot.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, you still need their willpower to do it. Otherwise, that's usually be like, alert! Usually them the alert's way too late. So.
Yeah, it's like in that
nanosecond.
It's like in that one Red versus Blue, like Christmas special, when they go on vacation and they're being mortared and Griff is yelling incoming after the bomb goes off.
Love Red versus Blue.
I love that.
Wait, I never knew you were into that. Dude.
I've watched pretty much all of them.
Did you watch the final?
No, I didn't.
It was worth it. And you want to know who they actually brought back?
Who?
Kathleen came back as Tex.
Oh, really?
Despite their falling out, they brought her back so they could give a send-off.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Tex has always been my favorite. I have adored Tex.
My favorite's Carolina.
Oh, she's my second favorite.
I love Carolina.
Hey, funny enough, Jen Brown, her voice actress, she took over as the voice of Harley in DC Universe.
Really?
Online? Yeah.
My third favorite's Wash because I love where he goes to Doc. Why did you stick to not understanding medicine? Don't feel the need to expand your sphere of ignorance. Or like, I love where Doc goes, where like Sarge goes, "How's your kill count?" And Doc goes, "Super high."
How's your kill count? Mine's super high. It's super high.
Oh, you thought on the battlefield? I thought you meant the operating table.
By the way, I love Tucker after his character development.
Mm-hmm. I also love where he has the kid and the kid is saying "Bow Chicka Wow."
Bow Chicka Hong Kong. Boom! You have been teaching him saying teaching nothing. That's genetics.
Yeah, I love that. That's so good.
Yeah. But back to we're getting old. We're still talking sci-fi though, but
yeah, it still technically counts. But it's like now.
Oh, by the way, we have upcoming Captain America versus Alien.
That's gonna be really fun. Now,
and you know what? That's the case where they can make that one though. It's one that could fit in canon.
It technically could because it's in World War II. Now, here's what they need. They need the sequel to Alien Avengers. If they do it, it doesn't have to be a sequel. Like it doesn't take place after
a
follow-up, or even like a story in the same idea. Add the Predators. You got to do Aliens versus Predators, but the Avengers are stuck in the middle.
Here's a question. Imagine something similar, but this task was done on in the Justice League's world. As in the whole, they were unaware until it was too late. Because let's be honest, even the Justice League still has just as much, sensory stuff as the Avengers do.
Here's the difference, though. The Avengers, the Justice League have more God-level characters. True, that's the difference.
Here's it. Clearly, David undermined some things, though. Clearly, as shown with Tony. So
yeah, but the other thing is like,
Yeah.
as soon as like Hal alerts, hey, there's an alien infestation, can you come help? The entire Green Lantern Corps shows
But
up.
here's the thing, though. What if it's set in the past? So you have Avon Sur, who's always making regular stop-offs. He's not on there. So by the time, basically, we have it be the Justice League start to come about after the infestation's already happened.
Or no, I got it. The infestation is what leads to the creation of the Justice League.
Something like that.
That's what makes Wonder Woman leave. It's like she sees like monsters and stuff.
Oh, Steve lands on Themyscira, but he already has been face hugged.
Yes.
So yes, he dies, but he dies showing up. It would be tragic though. It would be tragic though in this case, dude.
No, but I would still applaud.
But here's the other thing. He's almost saved by the purple ray, but it's way too late.
Yeah, it bursts out. Yeah, exactly. And then Diana, for her the contest is whoever kills the Xenomorph.
Yeah, but I'm thinking it does actually kill a few Amazon.
Here's the thing. While there were like Diana wins by surviving. She's the only Amazon they send out who actually survives, and we can
sacrifice Artemis. Artemis could be one who's arrogant and lets her guard down.
Yeah, and what we could do is like we still keep the element of like Diana sneaking out and doing it against her mom's will, and then when she wins,
for good reason though here for good reason.
Well, yeah, this is the one time you want to do that.
Yeah, especially like if Artemis had died, it'd be like it killed Artemis. Yeah, like, exactly. I need to stop it.
Yeah, so she stops it, and then she is sent by the gods to stop these monsters, and then she that's when she leaves for Man's World.
Yep, and or in the case of the Kents, they've been keeping themselves away from everything, raising Clark. And Clark is like, I can go out and help people. And they're like, we don't know what happens if those things get on you.
And I got it. The Waynes were infected. And
hey, there was a reference of that in Batman Aliens. It was a nightmare he had, and it's become a bit of a meme.
That's what happened. That's literally what happened.
And he's preparing himself to hunt them down.
Yes, exactly.
So basically, it's like, oh boy, I'm surprised they never. And too bad they didn't do this. They didn't have that. They just kept it safe.
Oh, bro, I got it. Batman. It's in between after Bruce's parents died. It's still like early in the infestation, so the world's still together.
Mm-hmm.
The Predators show up, and Batman kills the Predator, and then the Bat gear is Predator gear.
Oh, exactly. If we add that in, if we keep it just Xenomorph, it could still be Xenomorph based off of their body. You know, their it's made out of the Predator's remains.
Yeah,
Predator aliens remains. The Xenomorphs remain.
That is so much better.
Remember, they're immune to the acid, their own acid.
AVP, she had the shield. That was the.
So yeah, instead of bat shape, it's just the Xenomorph skull. So
with bat ears on it. Here's what you do. So for Hal Jordan,
now I'm thinking Avon Sur gets ambushed when he comes to check and gets
Here's the way I would do it. He still crash lands, and he's about to be swarmed by Xenomorphs, but Hal's like brave moment is he charges in and like essentially like distracts an alien. Abensor gets like mauled, and then the ring flies immediately to Hal Jordan because of his showing of bravery.
It does that, but now he goes to the Guardians, but Guardians say, your world's lost. Focus on another world.
And then we do what the Green Lantern movie said, and it's like, let me fight for my world. If I die, I die.
If I die, it goes to someone else, and you can tell them to avoid Earth.
Yeah, exactly. So we get that. And it's like, I got it. Martian Manhunter, he had advance warning that all this was going to go down, so that's why he came to Earth.
He did, but he ended up, I'm thinking he ended up, how about this? But unfortunately, the stress of his coming to Earth caused him to be a bit off and his mind to be a bit fried. So he's in an insane asylum. By the time he recollects himself, it's too late.
Or he comes to Earth with no memory of who he is, and he like essentially New Frontier it.
Yep, and he has to regain it. Then he's like, oh my God.
He's like, that's what I was sent here for. I knew I forgot something.
Exactly. And oh boy, that would be a great bit. Now, one thing we avoid, no dark side.
No.
No dark side.
No.
Maybe a tease at the end, but not in the main story. I'm sorry. That DC for the Vampire has really soured me. It was fine for Jurassic League. It was fine for DC Mech. Would you agree with that for those two?
Yeah.
Those two, it was fine. DC for the Vampires, why the hell did they railroad it? Even Deceased, it started with him, so it worked.
And it was using the anti-life stuff, so you know it's going to involve them eventually.
Exactly. But the vampires...
Oh, here's the tease. This is technically the post-credit. Darkseid has essentially merged Xenomorph DNA with his parademons.
Which technically he did in Superman Aliens, even though here though it would actually do something.
Yeah, it's like, can you imagine parademons with acid for blood?
Yep, but yeah, by the end, I'm thinking Earth is... Oh, also, you know who ends up being on the good side here?
Mm-hmm.
Lex.
Ooh,
Lex is on the good side because it's fighting for humanity.
Yeah, he's like, I can't rule the world if there's no world left.
Well, not just that, but I'm also thinking it's a case where his father died before he even thought about killing him.
Yeah, exactly.
And
here's the other thing.
Yep.
So he bought you. So his company, in the lore of this new world, absorbed Weyland Yutani.
Well, Weyland absorbed him, much like Tony, but
and then he did some research and digging and found out they were trying to like weaponize the Xenomorphs, and he's like, I need contingency plans in case it's happening. Hence his war suit.
Exactly. And the one scene, but here though, because his father died sooner, he still had his sister around. His sister is his morality pet.
Yeah, exactly.
Keeping him, you know, even if we go with her being wheelchair bound and everything, like was implied, we could have it be she is what's keeping him sane until she gets killed off. But Superman is there to kind of like, your sister would want you to see this through.
And how about this? Lex makes the sacrifice play.
Yep. Now, I am thinking of some things like, for example, Supergirl got killed before she landed, or ship got attacked before it landed, or something like that, or things like that.
Here's what you do. I'm gonna take this a step further.
Ooh.
Krypton was the first hive.
Oh. First hive, but then taken out by the engineers.
No.
Brainiac!
Brainiac as an experiment. Brainiac absorbed the knowledge of the engineers. So Brainiac is actually David of the engineers.
Brainiac went out to the engineers. Let's be honest.
And wanted to test out what this bioweapon would do. So he dropped eggs, a la Alien Avengers, on Krypton.
But he didn't realize if they got to a yellow sun, these would be too much for even me to handle. So he wiped it out.
So he destroyed the planet, but before he destroyed the planet, obviously Jor-El and Lara.
Yeah, because let's be honest, imagine that. Xenomorphs, because obviously, unlike on Earth, the Yellow Sun, the Kryptonians would have chest bursted. Imagine though if those Xenomorphs made their way to Earth.
Invulnerable, practically.
An invulnerable queen. Oh, wait. What if a queen survived and Darkseid had found it?
Interesting.
And then he could bring that to Earth, which makes it more of a challenge because its children would have the Kryptonian DNA in it.
Or better, here's what
or
you do.
Zod!
I was about to say you face hug Zod, and then Zod infects, and then the threat that they're building is at the end of every issue, they cut to space, and you just see a Kryptonian Xenomorph flying through space.
Oh, wait. Zod was infected, and that's why he was put in the Phantom Zone.
Yes!
And then when if we take a look at the Snyderverse, when Krypton blew, he got released, and it's like, ugh!
Yeah, and then that Xenomorph gets to Earth, and that's when Clark puts on the Superman suit and is like, they're not going to be able to stop this thing.
Oh, that would be the perfect final boss. And it's a queen, because remember, if an alien can turn into a queen, if there's no other queens.
Yes, that is perfect.
So it's a super queen.
It's a super queen, essentially, and that's when
with heat vision.
That's the last battle that unites all the leagues.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
There we go. And
that's the DC, hire us. We just got your most badass crossover event.
Unfortunately, not gonna. I know, not likely. Marvel's not gonna share the license now.
Which I'm like, oh god.
By the way, I found out we're not gonna. If some not like I've just seen the Lego Marvel vs DC. Not likely. Because Marvel and TT, which is owned by Warner Brothers, is sticking to Warner Brothers IP because they can't afford the licenses so far. Basically, WB Games is still trying to rebuild itself, but they can't afford wasting money on licenses.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give you that.
So they're keeping it to their own stuff. So I'm expecting either a new Lego Harry Potter after this new Batman one, or Lego Game of Thrones. Hey, if they could do Lord of the Rings.
There's special interactions with the Lannisters. I'm just kidding.
Well, Tevi, it's not so much the fact that they can't afford it, so much of the case of they don't want to waste the money.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
they wouldn't get all the money if they did like a Lego Avengers game, right? No, they need as much cash.
Yeah, because back when they were doing it, then they were at the peak. It's like we can afford all this. Hey, Disney, let us do this because Lego has the rights to Lego.
Yeah, exactly. But oh my gosh, this Justice League of Aliens crossover just sounds great. I think
it does. Too bad again, it's never gonna happen now.
I know. I'm like, because it's stories like this that I wonder. Then how do we get JLA Predators? That was just awful.
Oh God, yeah. And I've actually talked to John Ostrander. He was just assigned that gig.
Yeah, it seems like it. It seems like his heart was not in it.
No, but he was also told that. He was told, just go on the assumption they already know who they are.
Yeah, I think
that explains a lot. But that explains why Superman's reaction clashes with his interaction with them in Superman Predator. And that way he's like, well, they're a respectable species. Now he's like, Predator! Arr!
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and what you could do is like oh wait.
Oh, what?
So another tease.
Ooh.
A Sinestro Core ring goes to Yautja Prime.
Oh no! Oh crap!
Yeah, you know what I'm doing.
Oh yeah.
I'm not done yet, Robert.
Wait, either Sinestro or a Red Lantern.
Speaking of that, a Red Lantern ring lands in a Xenomorph hive.
And goes to a queen.
That is correct. Can you imagine a Red Lantern Xenomorph queen?
Mm-hmm. If there's still someone from Wayland, Orange Lantern.
Yes.
David.
David, yes.
Orange David.
I like that. Ripley becomes a Blue Lantern. Would she be?
I see her as green. Her as green. Yeah, no. If she's if we go for a version where she's alive, Newt is blue.
Yep, I can go with that.
But who would be Indigo?
Indigo is Compassion. I can't see anyone in Alien going with Compassion, honestly. Hitch?
No. If we somehow find a way to fit her into it, Call.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, that works. I like that.
Hicks could be a male Star Sapphire because of his love for Ripley.
Or he could be
he could be the green and she's the Star Sapphire.
Yeah, so he's the Hal Jordan of this universe and Ripley is Star Sapphire. That's the space story. That's the space story. Robert, that's the backup story. Green Lantern and Star Sapphire fight aliens.
Oh, wait. Yeah, the character from Romulus could also count instead of Call.
Yeah,
the android. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God, that'd be so great.
Again, because the problem was those earlier Predator and Alien crossovers were in the early days before they've expanded the lore.
Hey, Robert, I got another great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that a yellow or a Red Lantern ring happens to float and is picked up by a engineer ship.
Oh crap! Red. Hands down red. They are so full of rage.
Yeah, I'm telling you. if only we could do this, because I want to see these images.
Unfortunately, once you got admit by Hickman, no, this would not have worked if we didn't have Prometheus and Covenant.
Yeah, that really.
You gotta acknowledge that.
Yeah, because part of the cool parts, like the engineers and then the Council of Davids, none of that
would not have existed without Covenant.
It would have just, you could have done like some story about, oh, so this weird alien. It would have been more like a Guardians of the Galaxy story.
Oh, the engineers study the emotional spectrum.
Yes, that's what we.
Yes. Oh no, combine the spectrum with the black goo.
So we get lantern cores that are essentially the Xenomorphs.
No, not to remember that goo can do anything. Remember all those different other monsters we got? Imagine the black goo mixed with the red energy.
Oh God, that would be so cool.
Imagine what kind of abomination we could create. Or they make personifications. They make personifications of their of the creatures, not the creatures.
Here's what you do. So Robert, obviously this is an Elseworld story, right?
Yep.
So here's what we do. The engineers were trying to create the perfect life form. So they inject an individual with the black goo, and he turns into a sort of a doomsday like creature.
Oh yeah,
there you go. That's
but I'm saying, like, if they are to get there, I'm just saying, if they combine the black goo with some of the energies, and they get creatures that are similar to the animals.
Yeah. Oh, and Cyborg Superman. So Hank Henshaw's consciousness was downloaded into the body of a synth, like in Alien Earth. There you go. They perfected it. So that's where we get the cyborg part.
Yeah. Again, there's so much that could be done, but
I know.
It's the problem. It's never gonna happen because no way in hell will Marvel ever do it. No way in hell.
You know what's kind of funny about Alien Avengers that I just realized?
What's that?
Question that I have. Where the hell was Thor?
Good question.
That's the thing. I'm like, where was he? Well, here's the thing. As we saw in like the Captain America story, sometimes he goes back to Asgard and like forgets how much time passes. Or, like,
that was set in Kate's run.
Yeah, so it's like, you could buy that. He comes back to Earth and it's a hive. He goes, what the hell happened?
Yeah, because he said he's always terrified that he's going to come back, and turns out more time had passed than he's... Cuts the SpongeBob, SpongeBob, how long have I been gone?
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. How long have I been gone?
He lands, it's the John Travolta meme of him doing...
Or Bruce Campbell, I slept too long.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, all right. Peter was dead. More than likely trying to save someone who got face hogged and got killed.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't say that, but that's more than likely what happened.
Here's the tie-in story. Peter was face hugged, and then we got a xenomorph with spider powers.
Yep. But would you agree with that though? It's like probably what happened was someone, maybe Mary Jane or Aunt May, got face hugged, or Felicia, any one of his friends or loved ones got face hugged. He's freaking out, trying to help them. Probably uses science to fix it, and they chest burst, and he got killed by the chest burster.
But by the way, you know what's another scientist I could see experiment on the xenomorphs if it wasn't Sinister? Jackal.
Oh, if he was alive.
If he was alive, yeah. If he was alive, but Sinister was a good choice. And
Sinister was the best choice.
Xenomorph with just a red xenomorph with a smile, with an evil smile, is like terrifying.
Oh, wait! I gotta find it.
Wait, did you see the recent episode of Alien Earth?
No, I did not yet.
Okay, I'm not going to spoil it, but they reveal some interesting things about the Xenomorph.
Nice. Hold on. By the way, there's this cover.
Oh, yeah.
The Joker one.
Isn't that the story where someone...
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep. And yet, It is the case where the first 2 issues were good. The third one felt like a second mini that was crammed into 1 issue.
According to Sal from Comic Pop, I think what he said is like it was supposed to be 2, and then like DC editorial says, why don't you do a 3rd issue?
Yep, it does feel that way. Or like I said, this felt like I said, an entirely 3rd mini crammed into 1 issue.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
I do like the idea about this woman here having a queen inside of her that had been because of some disease she had been nerfed.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't going to develop any further, but improved her.
Yeah, I kind of dig. So
and perfect callback to the first mini.
Yep. Croc, there you go. That actually was really cool.
Too bad she died way too quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, so much of this just felt so rushed.
Yeah, exactly.
But I love though in the 2nd issue. Hold on, where is this moment?
Mm-hmm.
The old Xenomorph with all the little chest bursters crawling around on it.
Yeah. All right, so I got a great idea for a Thor story. It's Thor versus aliens, and this is something that they could actually do. So I'm going to pitch you the story.
Mm-hmm.
It takes place during Thor's younger years before he got Mjolnir.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is that, and obviously it takes place during Viking times. And he hears the legend of this swarm of serpents that are like in this mountain pass. That's like it's like isolated enough that like the Xenomorphs aren't leaving, but it's like it's there. So Thor's as we know, Thor's constantly trying to prove he's worthy to lift the hammer. So he travels there because he thinks if I defeat these monsters, surely I'll be worthy of Mjolnir. And he goes through a journey, and then the way that like. And then the last issue, the last battle is he's cornered and he puts all of his faith in the hammer, and then this is the first time he wields Mjolnir.
Nice. Oh, by the way, you know something? There actually is something else. In one of the Marvel Zombies, they actually revealed there was a point where Odin. This was in the Marvel Zombies Destroy mini. Apparently Odin had come down, like this is a case where Odin did not come down until he decided to come down like, oh, what's all these creatures here? I'm gonna fight them. He got bitten by a zombie, and because everyone is connected to him, they all got infected.
That's such a cool idea.
Except for one.
Mm-hmm.
Loki.
Okay, that
remember
works.
Loki's a frost giant.
Mm-hmm.
He is not Asgardian. So he did not change.
I like that.
Loki would have, and it speaks through them that the World War II went south.
I kind of dig that. Dig that.
But yeah, so basically by biting Odin, everyone else got infected because they all shared his blood.
Yeah.
But because they're gods as well.
So overall, for Alien Avengers, we'll wrap up. I rate this story a solid 9.6. It's that good.
I completely agree with that.
Like the art by Rebick it's one of those things where I'm like, it works for the story itself.
Right. By the way, separate Marvel Zombie universe. Separate Marvel Zombie universe.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
The Sentry showed up and he goes, I got this.
But I love it though how when Mark Millar did it, it was meant to be a Superman reference.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
If you notice, the original coloring with the Superman coloring, it wasn't until the versus Army of Darkness when they changed it to the Sentry coloring, and they revealed it was Ash who shot the chest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, overall, I agree with that rating. I agree complete with that rating.
Yeah, it's one of those stories that when it was coming out, I have all these single issues too. I just liked it so much. I bought it in trade as well.
Yeah,
it's like it's one of those things where whenever I would pick it up from my pull box, it was like, yes, I'm in for some good stuff. But overall, pretty dope. In terms of what Comics League has coming out, I'm going to do the members panel tomorrow. But in terms of what we got going on, obviously CLD. And then Britt and I are going to be comparing Superman, Wonder Woman to Rogue and Gambit. And for movie night, we're covering Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice, and obviously the Ultimate Edition.
I've gotten a bunch of stuff in the can so far. I've got a lot in the can. I got my Bond retrospective going on. I just finished up my PTNs of the Just Imagine Stan Lee stuff with Pika. That just wrapped up the other day. And I got a bunch more. I'm heading up to 600.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I have a bunch more still in the can beyond that.
Yeah, I dig that.
I'm not just sitting by and waiting until I get to 600 before I get any in the can. I'm not doing that. I'm still working to make sure I have stuff ready to go for that.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So we will see you guys later. So Sunday for Amazon Answers is going to be the Steve Orlando Wonder Woman run. In other words, short as it was, it's one trade. So it's like, all right. But stay work, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She is the true alien queen. So is the Max About for life. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.